Sup? Genesis 9, the 9th Genesis. This is probably going to end up being the biggest tournament of 2023. The Genesis series is kind of like the Super Bowl for Super Smash Bros. Events, with all of the sweat, but none of the athletics, and I did pretty damn good. Funnily enough, if you tune into my stream the week leading up to it, you probably saw me acting like a complete baby. I was not thrilled at how I was playing. I was disgusted even at how unprepared I felt. But by the grace of God, otherwise known as, the Crimson Blur's words of wisdom, something clicked and I felt confident. This is the story of how I almost won Genesis 9. I did not enter doubles because I'm a man of culture, so my first taste of the tournament was round 1 pools. I had to play a Falco named Lula to make it out. We actually talked for like half an hour before the set. I can tell you right now, he is the certified boy, and he's also pretty good at the game. The set was pretty close, he was fast as hell, and to be frank, was kind of messing me up for a lot of the set, but I stayed composed and I got the dub.
That was fun.
Next was round 2 pools, and man, did I almost drown. First, I had to play Rabbit, a pretty good Smashbox Fox, who I won 3-1 against. And after that was Kalindi. Me and Kalindi actually played off stream, which I was being a bit of a diva about, but thank you to Alex19 and EquiIateral for being heroes and phone recording it and streaming it on Twitch off of their phones. Basically, Kalindi was clapping my cheeks the entire time. I actually went down 0-2 and had to win 3 in a row to reverse 3-0 him, which if I'm real, I have absolutely no idea how I did that, but hey, let's go, baby. After my Kalindi set, I had a bit of a break to relax my mind and chill before top 64, and relax, I did not. At this point, I had just heard news that Mango got 97th because he went Dr. Mario, and I was not happy for a few different reasons, which honestly are not really worth getting into. We had a nice talk at the after party and hugged it out, a lot. Every single time we saw each other, we made eye contact and we hugged. We hugged and span around like Beyblades, bumping into everybody. At one point, we were so drunk that we ate massive shit, got back up off the ground, and started hugging again. You get the point. We're good. On to top 64. My first match is SDJ, and we were the first match on stream. Rather, we were supposed to be, but the TOs kept calling out for him, and it sounded like they were saying S2J, so they couldn't find him. We ended up having to wait like an hour to play our set off stream, and I have to say that guy is actually pretty fucking good. I've never really been comboed by a puff like that before, and I think he's bound to make some pretty big runs this year if he goes to more tournaments. I ended up winning the set 3-1, and funnily enough, the game I lost was actually a 4 stock on Dreamland, which somehow happens to me a lot. My next match was Hungrybox for what felt like the 10th tournament in a row. I don't know how we always end up meeting each other in bracket, but we do, and I have never won yet, offline at least. They tried to put this match off stream as well, and I was not having it. Me and HBox have been in like stupid beef, and there's quite a bit of history between us in the last few years. Disclaimer, we actually do get along pretty well, but we end up playing extremely toxic sets all the time, and people talk about it. So I was like, hey, I think we should be on the stream. I told the TOs, look, I think you're making a mistake by putting this off stream. I think you should try to fit us in. So they did. We were put on stream, and finally I was able to get my LAN win on Hungrybox. Now, I don't think he was playing up to his potential much. He wasn't camping me as much as I think Puff kind of needs to against Fox to win reliably, and he let me get away with a lot of up airs under the platforms, which usually he kind of destroys me for, but this time it worked out, and I can't really complain about that. I'm actually really proud of this set. Last time I went game 5, Leffen actually gave me solid advice that I tried my best to follow. He told me that when I went up 2-1, he knew I was gonna lose the set because I started to move and groove, and he was worried that I'd see the next game as a continuation of the last rather than a brand new game where we're on equal footing. So I was trying to take that to heart and start out each game as if it were the first game of the set. After beating Hungrybox, I had to play Cody Schwab, formerly known as IBDW. Last time we played, I won game 5, so I knew I could do it if I played well, and that is kind of just all I was clutching onto going into it. The set starts out, and he was playing maybe some of the most cracked I'd ever seen him play in my life, and he just 3-stocked me. I thought to myself, there's no way that I'm gonna beat him with him playing this well and me playing the way I am, so I'm just gonna go to Final Destination and see if I can cheese some momentum back in my favor, and then I 3-stocked him back. We kept going back and forth, and back and forth.
It's really nice how quickly both of them
and back and forth. Our punish games felt near perfect, which is insane for a tournament match where people are usually flubbing a lot, and we get to game 5. I'm 3-stocking him. He brings it all the way back somehow.
We've seen Cody take stocks just like this. Oh, back air not coming the right way.
It's a choke fest, left, right, front, and center, and I barely clutch it out in the end.
Oh, the slow get up! The slow
I
get up
wish
is
there was an
Moky
audio
takes it.
recording of my pop-off because I've never sounded so feral in my life. We actually both agree that we think this set was maybe the best Fox Ditto ever played because we were just both playing really well. So take that, Armada and Weapon. And now I am somehow in top 8 winner side of the biggest tournament of the year, and I could not be more stoked. I am so hyped up on adrenaline that I couldn't really sleep before finals day, actually, which I don't even mean it to John. I think it's on me for being a bad competitor if I'm real, because I should be able to just set everything aside and sleep, but I'm just not really used to it yet, so that's completely on me. My first match in top 8 is Plup, who I've won my last couple of sets against, though we don't really run into each other in bracket very often. Going into playing Plup, I always feel like I'm gonna get absolutely obliterated, but I'm just gonna try my best. The game started, and immediately I hit him with a crazy messed up 0 to death, and I started to pick up on some habits pretty early on. Plup was shielding a lot, on platforms especially, and I was trying to catch his shield drops with up tilt underneath, and if he didn't shield drop, then I would poke at his little feet and try to shield poke him. He also kept ledge dash shielding a lot, and I started to just call those out and grab them. I stayed in the lead for the whole set and ended up winning 3-0 to advance to winners finals against J-Mook. The funny thing is, one might think, hey, I just 3-0'd Plup Chic, so J-Mook is in big trouble. But here is where different play styles come into play. Plup and I are truly W holders at heart. We just bash our heads into the other person, and Fox kind of does that better than Chic, and I can do that all day, every day. I think I deal with it overall really well. But J-Mook is patient as shit. Like, if I try to even remotely play the same way I did versus Plup against J-Mook, I run in, get crouch canceled, tech chase 0 to death, and lose horribly. And that's what happened. I don't think I was able to adjust my play enough from one set to the other, and J-Mook had his way with me. The set was a brutal 3-0. He was stunting on my ass and everything too, and it wasn't a pretty sight unless you're a J-Mook fan, in which case it was probably a dream come true. Honestly, I was feeling good. I think J-Mook and Zane are the hardest 2 people for me to beat right now, style-wise. So to be in a spot where in order to win the tournament, I would have to go through loser side grand finals to beat J-Mook twice, felt like the perfect test for me. Unfortunately though, Cody is a little dream crusher. Cody had made a loser's run all the way back up to losers finals, so now he was my opponent. I don't think either of us played as well as we did in winners, but he was definitely just more solid than me on Sunday, and I got clapped around a little bit. I was mounting a comeback game 3, but I went for a greedy back throw to try to get an easier punish, and he DI'd it perfectly, so I got nothing, and then he clutched up and beat me 3-0 as well.
He's like, oh, shit, I thought he would.
My last couple sets didn't exactly end how I would have wanted them to, but I can't really be too upset about bringing home bronze for the Moist Boys. Shout out to them for watching my whole run and supporting me, and I have full faith that I'll be able to pull out a dub soon. Peace.